Hi, I am going to lead you through what is called a directed drawing. Now, a lot of people are a little bit nervous about drawing. They will tell me they can't draw a straight line. Well, most people can't draw a straight line. That's why we have rulers and straight edges. So if you look at something and break it down into smaller parts, it makes it much easier to draw just about anything. So we're going to talk about the different kinds of line that we use in any type of drawing. The straight line is basically your straight line. And you can see that it gets a little bit of a wobble when you're working with it, but that's okay. We aren't trying to have something that you would get off of your computer screen. We want something that you are doing by hand. An angled line is going to be two straight lines that come together in an angle. Now you could have a skinny angle, you could have a wide open angle, whatever you need, but it is going to have a place where two lines come together. A curved line can be just like that or like that. So you have something that looks like a hill or like a U, or you could have something that curves around all over the place. However many curves in which direction is going to be determined by what you're trying to draw, but it is not straight. A spiral is just going to be going around and around, but never quite meeting itself. A circle is going to be a circle, and it will close. An oval is going to be like a flattened circle. And a dot is going to be either a circle or an oval that is filled in. And everything you draw can be broken down into these things: straight lines, angled lines, curved lines, spirals, circles, ovals, and dots. We are going to draw a bird. Now, the first thing you notice whenever you look at someone or an animal is the eye. So we are going to start with the eye. We're going to think about where the bird is on the page, and we will put in a dot. Now we can decide how big the bird is going to be and where his mouth would be. So we're going to go a little bit lower than the eye and then straight forward for a line, straight line. Now we're going to turn that into an angled line and then bring the two together. And that is the top of his beak. Coming from the corner and then over maybe a little bit shorter is his lower beak. So there we've had angled lines coming together to make the beak. Now his head is going to be a curved line. So starting with the back of his head, you can come around over top of his eye and bring it around to where his beak starts. And now we have the top of his head. He has a little bit of a throat, so that's not exactly a straight line, just a little bit of a curve to it. Another curved line will give us his back. And if we go into a straight part, we will have the top of his tail. Starting under his chin, we draw another curved line. And we bring it around almost to where his tail comes, and then bring a straight line to the end of his tail. If you want a different kind of bird, you can very easily make his beak longer or hooked. You can give him a bigger eye. You can give him a fat body or a skinny body. a short tail or a long tail. All these things will help you make your bird your bird. So it doesn't have to look exactly like this. Now he's got another curved line that comes back for the front part of his wing. This back of his wing will come in a little shorter, another curved line. Now if you want to make it look like he's got some feathers, you've got some fairly straight lines that come in like this to indicate feathers. He also has to have legs to stand on unless you're putting him in a nest, which you could do. But his legs are bent a little bit, kind of backwards from ours. And he has toes that stick out in back and in front. So you've got slightly curved lines to make toes. And there's another toe on the back. And then you can shadow that line, make one like it behind there to show his other leg. So he's got two legs holding him up. Now you could put him on a tree branch. You could just put him on the ground. So he's just sort of walking along through there. And you can draw another bird with him. You can come back in and color him. You can give him lines for, like, if he has a different colored tummy. This could be a lighter color, or maybe if he's a robin, you can have an orange tummy. So all these things can be done differently so that you have your own bird. I'm going to show you another page that has some different birds done with the same types of lines, but the birds look completely different because I've gone longer or skinnier or fatter, just have a different kind of bird. This one looks something like a parrot because he's got a hooked bill and his eye isn't perfectly round. He's got a little curved line underneath it that makes it look like a cheek. This bird is like the one we did, and he's standing on the ground. And this one is a very tall bird, and he has some feathers that kind of stick out on the back of his head. So there you have some angled lines there. So you've got curved lines, you've got angled lines, you've got circles and dots. This one is standing in water, so we've got some very curving lines going through there. So you can try one bird, try another bird, and change the beak, change the eyes, change the size, and you will have a friend for your first bird.